Well, it's good to know that you're still there. And thank you so much for staying with us. You're still on to this morning on ITV. Right now in Lagos, Nigeria, we're talking Nollywood and everything entertainment in the movie industry. And our main focus this morning is going to be looking at the future of Nollywood, opportunities for the incoming generation, or better put, the new generation. I am Anu Stevens, and joining me right now in the studio to take us through all of this amazing ride and amazing journey is the actor himself, Segun Arinze, who joins us live this morning. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I started out slowly, but we'll get there.
Right. So, what are your thoughts regarding the current place of Nollywood?
Well, we've done pretty well for ourselves over the years. When we started out, there wasn't that much support from government and from the corporate bodies. They were all just looking at the industry unfold, and then by dint of hard work, blood, sweat, personal funds, and all that, um, of course, the resilience of the practitioners, we grew the industry to a level that drew attention of the government and say, hey, listen, this can really, really do something for the image of the country, laundering the image. And that's how Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former president, started out with supporting Nollywood. And as soon as he started out, the world started noticing Nollywood. And mind you, before then, there had been there was this journalist
Right.
who came visiting to see what the industry was doing at that time, and he actually, do I want to say inadvertently or deliberately named it Nollywood? So because stand aside Hollywood, stand aside Bollywood, here comes Nollywood, and that's how that name became generic for the industry. Prior to that time, there wasn't any name for the industry. We were just an industry that was all the way from the days of the late Hubert Ogunde to um, um, Adelov, Babasala, all of them, Ogunde, everybody. So that's how it all started. And of course, there was the Zebradiahs of the world. There was the Hotel de Jordan, which was in Benin. Then so many things that were just going on at that time, but with little or no support. And of course, a lot of staff from the NTA were also doing their own thing, and got to the level where the authorities had said, hey guys, if you want to act, go act. If you want to work as a staff, work. So a lot of them resigned en masse. And that's how it started. So you now began to have ripples that Debe Giro started. Ripples, you had Fortunes, you had, before then there was Mirror in the Sun, Cockcrow at Dawn and all that. So that's how the industry evolved. And look at it, you look back and you say, listen, it's been a long journey. And today, every youngster that I know wants to come into Nollywood, either as a writer, producer, actor, or whatever or even working back behind the scene, but, trying to build an industry. Time was when people look at you, hey, that's Kaliwag. Now everybody wants to associate with you. Even government officials want to mix up with you because they know that they can actually use you for their campaigns, a political thing. If you endorse them, that people would listen to you first before they listen to them.
Right. Before I even move over to asking you of where you see Nollywood in a couple of years from now, there's been this division, I don't know, maybe social media trying to portray the division amongst Nollywood, where we have Asaba Hood, we have the Yoruba Hood, we have a Lagos Hood, and also Enugu Hood as well. So what do you make of all of that? And how did that even, kickstart?
There's only one industry, it's called Nollywood.
Right.
Now, nobody does anything different. We all do these things the same way. You shoot the same way, the camera the same way, you direct the same way, you act, and all that. That dichotomy, I don't know where that came from, but as far as I'm concerned, the industry it's united. I think also what probably had happened was because of the migration. Some actors were in Lagos when we all started out, in Festac, in Surulere, and where have you, and then there was this shift in paradigm when people decided to go to Enugu to start working in terms of location. We're looking for very friendly locations where they could work. And from there, They even shot in Onitsha, and then at a point in time it was Owerri, and then at a point in time it now settled in Asaba. They even shot in Benin as well.
Right.
Okay, so wherever you are, so long as you're practicing, you're an industry practitioner, there's no wood anywhere. There's just Nollywood. So I think it's a deliberate thing also by the media to try to break things down like that, but it just doesn't work. Now, we've seen a lot of people from these older areas who have broken into the big scene. Somebody I'm very proud to say has broken totally. Zubi Michaels. You understand? Where did it start from? It started modestly from Asaba.
Right.
Wherever you are, people will definitely see you. You'll catch the eye of people. And if there's something in you, somebody will come for you. So that's for me, all those Asaba wood, plank wood, Gani wood, forest wood, I don't care
Right.
about that. All I'm bothered about, my focus is Nollywood, and that's the industry. And you see, at a point in time now, as the industry evolved, there was now the need for specialization. So you now have the Actors Guild of Nigeria, you have the Directors Guild of Nigeria, you have the Association of Movie Producers, you have the Cinematographers Guild, you have editors, you even have Entertainment Writers Guild. So that tells you we're progressing.
Interestingly, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's beautiful to see how
Yeah, they are all the
industry.
nucleus. They're all the nucleuses that make up the bunch. Are called
Absolutely, and
Nollywood.
it's beautiful to see how the industry has evolved over time. So,
Yeah.
where do you think Nollywood is heading to in the next 5 years, 10 years, maybe?
We're doing things that are great now. Movies I mean, you can't question or doubt the production values that we have right now, unlike when we started. The stories are getting a bit better, but I would still like to go back to some of our stories that we used to have in those days. There seemed to be a lot of aping of, of love stories, Mills and Boone, and all that, all those phantasmagories in my all that. But I'd like to see us go back to some nice stories that portrays our culture, tradition, that talks about the people we are, the values that we create, the values that we stand for. But I know that we'll get there. But in terms of production values, we are doing so well. And then, of course, AI has come. We can't. It's inevitable. You can't do without AI. So let's see how we merge that, how we use AI effectively to see that we take Nollywood to the next level. But that's not to say that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. No, it won't work that way.
But you
There's
know,
nothing as good as being organic.
But you know, there was actually one time last year we saw a couple of amazing personalities come out in, I think it was America, to protest against the advent of AI.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Right.
like that. AI has its own advantages, but the side I don't like it's wanting to take over humans and wanting to be humans. Listen, machine is machine. Humans are human made by God. So there just has to be that conversation on how to draw the line. There has to be a line drawn between how you use AI and what it stands for.
So right now we have Gen Z, we have other generation coming on board, and I know that one of the things that you also get to do is to talk to people on how to be better, you know, in this career and industry. So how do you think young creative can actually leverage on social media to be better for themselves?
Leverage on social media to be better for themselves. It's something that it's relative. How do I put that? A lot of work has to go into that because social media is so full of so many things right now that I can't even begin to describe. It's like a junkyard. Now you pick what you want. You ever seen a junkyard and you see people scavengers scrambling, getting things, some of them pick things and then go recycle them and all that. And some use it for good, some use it for evil, some use it for not so good. So it's a marketing mix of everything. Social media has gone really haywire in Nigeria today, in the world actually.
Right.
But the way I see it being applied in Nigeria, it's come on. There's too much information about yourself out there, and because they feel that they're creating content, they need to how do I put it now? you need to advise yourself on how you use it. You need to self-censor yourself on certain things. It's not all the information out there that you give out by yourself. You buy a car, you put it out there, you create content about it. You're sleeping. I saw something so annoying yesterday. I was with my manager and we're looking through some stuff, and she started playing this video, and my goodness, it was shot in Benin. And this lady was downright vulgar. When I say vulgar, vulgarity at its peak, or even beyond vulgarity, was describing her anatomy, her sexual part and the man's part.
Oh, that's a lot.
And that's a lot. She was saying quite a lot of rubbish. Saying quite a lot of rubbish. And the funny thing that you go, that's what people are going to go and watch.
But then again, don't you think actors and actresses get to spoil those young Gen Zs to do that?
No.
Because every single time you're flaunting your weight online.
Have you ever seen me flaunt my wealth?
Well, I haven't seen you. I don't think you're one of those people, but
Have you seen
we
her
get
in the
to see.
flaunting?
RMD is always flaunting his fashion style
Have
and
you
all
seen
of that's
Ramsey
beautiful.
flaunting wealth or Chidi Moke, man?
But most of the time,
Most
that's
of the
what
time
we
it's our
see.
work that we talk about. When you see me doing it, I'm talking about my works. I talk about my works. Why would I want to come and flaunt my wealth on you? Why would I want to do that? Money doesn't like loudness. Money doesn't like noise. Money doesn't like noise. And it gets a point, it disappears from it. But what I'm really saying is that if we're going to use social media, let's use it effectively for the advancement, for the education, for the information, for the entertainment values that it brings, not for vulgarity, not for senseless things that don't make sense. I don't subscribe to it. I like to use social media in a sensible way. Most of the stars you see in Hollywood, right? Go check there. You see them flaunting things or you see them doing things. No. It's for the advancement, for your betterment. So why would I want to come here and all I do is vulgarity, sales? Some of them, you won't even talk to some of these young people. You find that they don't even have brains. Except for a few who know who else had the tightly screwed and tell you this is the direction. You can tell from what they're doing that that's the right direction. Look at someone like Macaroni, for crying out loud.
Right.
He's used it so well. And he knows how to use social media. Has that taken anything away from him? No. In fact, he's writing. Look at Shaggy. Quite a number of them.
Okay, away from that, let's talk about opportunities for youngsters who are aiming to be like you. How can they access these opportunities? And what are some of those things they should do and should not do? Because recently, there was a trending video of two girls who dressed in a certain way and got scolded by Ngozi. And I would love to also get your reaction on it as well.
I called her and I said a big thank you to her because it's one of the things I've been talking about. Girls come to audition and flaunt the near naked body or wear tight hugging things that are very suggestive. And when you come in for auditions, I think you should look proper, dress properly. Dressing skimpy and all that won't get you where you want, or take you where you want to go to. And if you decide that that's what you want to do, they will take advantage of you and then leave you in the lurch, and you still won't go anywhere. I tell the young actors, particularly actresses, the females, listen, let whoever is working with you as a director, as a producer, see you for your talent, for what's up here, not what's down there, not for your physical attributes. And the minute you begin to flaunt your physical attributes, they'll take advantage of you. Listen, a man will always be a man. A woman will always be a woman. And it's vice versa, because there are women producers, directors who also like to take advantage of young boys and all that. So, like I said before, borrow yourself brain. Give yourself some sense.
Right.
The Gen Zs, you see, one of the things that we didn't have when we were growing up was the platform, the social media platform. You understand? And that, puts a lot of us in a certain mode. Let me give you an example. If we're casting for a movie now, in our time, in the early days of Nollywood, and there's a cast, there's a character, and you have options of picking like 4 or 5 persons. It was just readily there. We could see the 4 or 5 persons you're looking for, whether male or female. Now you're casting, it's over 1,000. So how are you all going to come out there? And that's one of the reasons why you see that people still remember our generation. People see, I meet a lot of young people say, I used to watch you when I was growing up, and I say, give me a walking stick. So when I tell some of them who want to come into the industry that you need to be steadfast, you need to be disciplined, you need to be prayerful, and above all, you need to work very hard. It just doesn't come like that. It's even tougher right now than our own early days when we started. It's tough because how do you break in? And that's why you see a lot of people now on social media creating content. And so when they break out and people begin to see them, then I say, oh, I want you to come on board, come and act for me.
Okay.
That's what you find. But you need to you need to work your fingers into the bone, and you need to be steadfast, you need to be prayerful, you need to be very focused.
Standouts is what I pick from everything that you've said so far, really. It's quite a lot, and a couple of minutes would not even do to dissect everything. But we really need to go in a couple of minutes. But just before we do that, I'd love you run a monologue for us before you go.
Not monologue. I have a new film. If you want to see monologue, go see
really?
my
I'll love you to do that if it's possible.
Go see Katangari. It's on Prime. Go see, everybody go out and see Katangari on Prime. Please, that's all. Katangari goes to that. That's what you do for me.
Okay.
What monologue do you want me to run for you?
I don't know. Okay, do a monologue of you being heartbroken.
Ah!
In just 30 seconds, right?
I thought that after giving everything that I have, that you'll see reason with me as to why I want to be with you for the rest of my life. But unfortunately, your greed and your recklessness hasn't allowed you to do that, and you don't see beyond your nose. And such a shame. I had so much plans for you, but unfortunately, you blew it.
Okay, I'm tearing right now. Oh my
Come on, get out.
That was so amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. Anyway, I've been talking to the amazing, legendary Segun Arinze right here, and I really want to say thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure having you on board.
You're most welcome.
Right. Okay, that's our bit this morning right here in Lagos. The future of Nollywood, fingers crossed, is going to be even better than we actually think and imagine. I am Anu Stevens. Coming up shortly is the news update. To stay.